It's time once again for your weekly update from the city of New Hope. Let's chat with the mayor to find out what's new and what's coming up in the city. Welcome, Mayor. How are you today?
I'm fabulous, Dave. How are you?
I am very good. We've got a lot
Good.
going on. In fact, as we're recording this on Monday, the 21st, work session coming on tonight. We'll tell you about that and some other exciting events coming up in the city this week. So we'll get to those in just a minute. But first, that work session, Mayor, let's talk a little bit about a rather full agenda this evening. Tell us some of the things that you'll be talking about in work session.
We do. We're going to start out with a review of our comprehensive plan, and that is the plan that is, like to call it a 40-year plan. And it's to make sure that we are continuing to hold true to the mission, values, goals of the city, and to make sure that we're staying on track. And really, the important thing is that you don't want one particular council to grossly change the direction of what the city is doing. So this is a great way for us to keep on track and make sure that we're holding true to what the residents want. So we're also going to be discussing the storage of food trucks in areas that are zoned residential. We've gotten a number of complaints about people that have food trucks just parked in their neighborhood, and that has become a source of a fair number of complaints. So we're going to be reviewing that at this evening's work session. We are going to be replacing all the water meters in the city. In fact, we're well underway on that. And we're doing it in-house. And by doing it in-house, we're going to save the residents over $1 million. And unfortunately, that's going to take a little bit of cost to do that. So tonight, the Public Works is going to be coming in. Director Weber will be giving us an update on where we're at with that, as well as what needs to be purchased to get that done. So we'll make sure we get that done. Next is a fun thing. It's not that water meters aren't fun, but it's a good citizenship nomination. We have three people that have been nominated to get an award for being great citizens in the city of New Hope, and anyone can nominate anyone. And so tonight we will go through the three nominations to see if these people meet the criteria for this. And I've already gone through them in prep for the meeting, and I think they're great. So I'm excited about that. We will go over the EDA, the Economic Development Authority's bylaws, and just make sure that everyone's still on the same page and we're doing the right things. Several years ago, we ended up doing away with our IT department for the city. And we found that the IT needs of the city are so diverse, and the fact that we would only have one person in an IT department, it really didn't meet the needs of the city. So we entered into a contract with Solution Builders, and we have been using them for years. This is going to be discussion for the renewal of the contract, and we'll discuss it. We'll look at the terms. I think it's an increase of just a little over 1%, which certainly is acceptable. And it's something that we would see come forward on an actual council meeting consent agenda. The things that you see on the consent agenda, it looks like we're just rubber stamping things. These are things we've already discussed at work sessions and other meetings. So we will go through this contract tonight, make sure that it continues to meet the needs of the city, and make sure that the funding, number one, is in place and that it's acceptable. At least the increase, a little over 1%, is certainly going to be has been budgeted for. So we're excited to continue working with them. So that's. And the last thing is the Human Rights Commission. looked at their mission statement and wanted to tweak a couple of things.
Okay.
And it doesn't change the crux of what they're doing or how they're doing it. It just maybe spells it out a little bit better. So they brought that to the council at a work session,
Mhm.
and they want to be able to do this. We will have that discussion over the final language tonight. Last work session, they brought some things up. I had some concerns over just some verbiage on some things, and they took to it, and they were able to make some changes to meet any of the council's concerns. And so we're looking forward to having that conversation tonight and hopefully getting that approved at our next council meeting.
Very good. So as you say, a busy work session coming up tonight, and that kicks off a busy week as well. Let's quickly touch
Yeah.
on a few of the other busy things that are happening this week. Some things coming up on Wednesday as well that are going to keep you busy and others.
Absolutely. Well, we have start with a work session tonight, but on Wednesday, I will be attending to represent the city of New Hope, the Three Rivers Park District State of the Parks address, and that'll be down at the Highland Hills Chalet in Bloomington. And we have a very, very close working relationship with Three Rivers Parks. And they have trails that go through our city. We're looking at another possible project with them in the near future. And when I say near future, I'm saying 1 to 2 years.
Mhm.
And so I will be going there to represent the city of New Hope to listen to their State of the Parks address. So I'm excited about that. That evening, Wednesday night, I'm attending the Metro City's annual dinner as the mayor to represent the city of New Hope, and that will be in Roseville. And so that's where really all of the city's mayors, city managers go, and we discuss how things are going. We go over things that are happening at the legislature, and it's a great way to build relationships and to be able to find out how we can most effectively work together. Tonight, I'm having dinner with the mayor from Robbinsdale,
Mhm.
and so, none of us are in a vacuum. The things
Sure.
that affect one city affect another. So we have these associations and we do these meetings, and the cities truly benefit from them.
One other big event coming up this week. It's on Saturday in the morning, and the mayor might be participating, as all residents might be, to get rid of some stuff. What is this grand event that happens each year?
Yeah, every year we have a special materials drop-off day. Some years we actually have people bring their things they want to get rid of out to their curb, but there's quite a cost associated with that.
Mhm.
And so every year we do a special materials drop-off, and that is being held at the Brooklyn Park Operations and Maintenance Facility, and I believe that's located at 8300 Noble Avenue North. And it's a great way for people to be able to get rid of stuff that
Mhm.
they normally wouldn't be able to. So we're happy that this will be an opportunity for people to do that.
It is indeed spring cleaning time. Let's move ahead to
Yeah.
community development. Some things that are happening in the city. Scattered site housing area is very busy. Let's walk through some properties. First, start at 4220 and 22 Nevada. We've been following these properties, and it looks like a builder is set to go.
Absolutely. Exceptional Home and Remodeling is just completed one home in New Hope under this program, and they have purchased the one lot, which we were able to split into two because it was so large. And they have purchased the land, and now they're starting the permitting process. So they're going to be building two homes. Constructions will start in the spring and be done by the fall. Uh, Both of these are the home that they currently are literally just finishing up as we speak, sold before it was even done for $599,000. So we're getting some very nice step up housing from them.
Very good. Next property is 5410 Wisconsin. You may have seen some fire department activity there that was all planned, right, Mayor?
Absolutely. We are done with the fire training exercises at 5410 Wisconsin. And now we've sent out a request for demolition bid to contractors, and we will get those bids back. And when I say we, I mean the city. The city will get the bids back, and they will bring the lowest responsible bid along with all the others, but they will have a recommendation for us at the April 12th EDA meeting. And again, EDA is the Economic Development Authority meeting.
Next property, 5416 Virginia, and this one is getting ready for the purchase of the land process. How is that moving along?
Yep, the EDA approved the purchase of the property on March 24th. The closing is a little bit longer. It'll be take place in June, and that was at the request of the purchaser. And this property is a candidate for a demolition and rebuild. So we're looking forward to see get that closed on, and then see what's going to come from that. That will likely be built midsummer into the fall, and with substantial completion in early winter.
Speaking of demolition, 6048 Quebec, this is a property that is getting ready for demolition as well.
Absolutely. And this is a property where we had a great number of police calls. And the neighbors are really glad and really have been watching. So we have sent out a request for demolition to contractors. We did that on April 2nd, and the city will get these bids back. And on the May 12th EDA meeting, they will present us with all of the bids as well as a recommendation for the lowest responsible bidder.
Next is 7205 62nd Avenue. And speaking of West Metro Fire, they were out there once. It looks like they've got another date scheduled as well for some very valuable training.
They do. They'll be back out burning on May 6th. They'll have some area fire departments with them as well. And they're ahead of the ball on this one. They've sent out a bid for demolition of the property, and they will get the bids back and present it at the May 12th EDA meeting. I have a feeling the May 12th EDA meeting is going to run long.
Sounds like a full agenda coming up
It
there. Let's talk
absolutely.
about community development and business related things. We've got a few permits that are in process. Give residents an update on a couple businesses doing some work.
You bet. The business located at 3109 Louisiana Avenue North is doing a large office remodel. And so they needed a permit for that, moving walls, doing a bunch of things. And so that permit is in the final stages of being issued. Additionally, at 7140 142nd Avenue North, a sign permit for Viking Liquor has been issued. They have some things coming up, and they want to be able to go ahead and get out there and get some additional signage out.
Let's now move ahead to the police department and our weekly update from the city of New Hope. And we have a retirement coming up to talk
Yeah.
about, a longtime captain with the city.
Yeah, when I started, when I was hired as a police officer in New Hope, my very first day, my field training officer was Officer Scott Slauson.
Mhm.
And Scott has continued on with the New Hope Police Department and has decided that towards the end of June he will be retiring. Good for him. He is currently seated as a captain. And so what that means is that they will they have posted and already done some interviews to fill that position.
Mhm.
And that comes from the sergeant rank. And so not only have they posted the captain's position, they're now posting for a sergeant's position.
Sure.
And the challenge to that is that the sergeant's positions comes from the officer position. So
Mhm.
it's a big domino. And so the New Hope Police Department is currently hiring for a captain, a sergeant, and an officer. Um, and so as they move forward, the first two will be hired from within, And of course, they have posted internally throughout the city for a police officer position, and they will be hiring for a police officer position externally.
One other police note to pass along, looking at the police calls over the week of April 10th through the 16th, and the number is dropping again.
Yeah, it historically the numbers are in the low 400s, and this really helps us look at how we're doing and how the community's doing. From April 10th to the 16th, as you said, the number did drop. It dropped down to 395, and that's something we're happy to see. Our officers have more time to go out and engage in community development, do more traffic, whatever it is they choose to do that's work related. I was driving down Boone the other day at about 32nd, and I saw two squad cars parked on the side of the road. I slowed down and looked over, and there were two officers out shooting hoops with a bunch of youth.
Eat.
So that is just so incredibly important to do, and community engagement has been the cornerstone of Chief Hoyt's administration, and it goes all the way down through the ranks. So great to see them doing that, having a little bit more time to do that. Just things are going well for them.
Let's move ahead to Public Works, and we've been previewing it for a number of weeks, looking at the water tower in town, and the South Water Tower now officially shut down.
Yeah, we are part of a JWC, or a Joint Water Commission, and that's the cities of Crystal, Golden Valley, and New Hope. And the South Water Tower, the one off of Medicine Lake Road and 169, is one of the main functions, one of the main pieces in that whole system. So there was a lot of concern about shutting it down. There was a great deal of planning that went into it, and they're currently monitoring the water systems during this shutdown. We have it shut down because we're painting it. We're sandblasting portions of it and painting it. We haven't done that for 36 years, I believe. And so you got to, you just have to keep your stuff updated and keep it functioning. And water pressures are still seeming really good with this water tower shut down. So they're staying on top of that and doing a great job with that.
And what is the expected time that it will be shut down and this painting will take place?
13 weeks, which
Okay.
is incredible.
Yes.
You look at how big that is, and it's not just the exterior, it's the interior they're doing as well. So it just they have thought and planned this out so well that I'm checking in with it more than weekly, and it's just like a well-oiled machine. Things are going great. So that'll be shut down for 13 weeks. It'll be back up and running. It'll have a similar but different logo on it,
Okay.
and so we're looking forward to having that back up and running.
The work continues on there. Work also continues on in Park and Rec. Let's touch on a few items there. And the first, we're going to share some great pictures with you because the dancers were out in force recently. What happened?
The dance competition team from the city of New Hope participated in the DX regional competition in Bloomington this past weekend, and they did very, very well. They received awards, solo, duet, trio performances. They did an incredible job. But most importantly, they received the Studio Spirit and Sportsmanship Award. And this means they're going out, they're representing the city well, they're being competitive, but they're being good sports. And as you look at the youth and you look at the people that are involved, that's really what you want. That's the takeaway you want. Those are the lessons you want to teach. And very, very proud of them. And yeah, just fun to look at the pictures and to actually talk to some of the dancers.
Congratulations to all the participants. One other note, we've got one water tower down, but we've got one ice rink back up. So both rinks are now working and that place is very busy.
Oh boy, we were down to just the south sheet of ice. Our north, we had to drain, fix up the floor a little bit, the pavement underneath, and repaint it and replace the boards and the glass. And so they got that done so quickly. And both are back up and running. And it was a huge week last week for the ice arena. They had a number of weekend renters to include the Minnesota All-Star Hockey rented ice time, the Nordiques AAA, the AC Pond Hockey Association, and the Overspeed Hockey Association all rented ice time from us. Weekday renters included Base Sports, Attitude Goaltending, Minnesota High Performance Hockey, and the Minnesota All-Star Hockey, along with 10 men's groups. So this arena just gets so much use. And it's the thing to remember that as these things are happening, it's bringing people into the city of New Hope. And if they're dropping their kids off for a hockey event and they're not going to stay and watch it, it means they're going to Pub 42, they're going to Marco's Pizza, they're going to Jets, they're going to Applebee's, they're going to Frankie's. We're bringing a lot of people into this city that aren't normally here, and it helps boost the economy. So it's great having this here.
Couple other notes in our update this week. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, but just touch on again in HR, the police recruitment situation going on, and you've got a date as well that is a deadline date.
Yep, the deadline to apply for a position as police officer in the city of New Hope is April 28th at noon. And I will tell you, for those people that are looking for a department, New Hope does an incredible job, and they've got a great culture, and it's an outstanding department for somebody that was interested in joining the field. It certainly would be a great place to go.
All right, final note of the week is you're going to see something out on the streets to get some of that stuff off the streets before the spring rains wash it down the drains, and that is the street sweepers. This is an annual process as well, Mayor.
Absolutely. We are going to start our street sweeping Monday, April 21st. Sweepers will start in the northwest and southeast corners of the city, and they're going to work towards the center. And the sweeping process will take approximately 1 week to complete. Now, two of the things we really ask people to do is, number one, keep your cars off the streets so that street sweepers can get through. It's so important. It helps protect wetlands as well as our waterways. If we can get the trash, salt, and debris that's accumulated in the street and in the gutters throughout the year. So we ask people to keep their cars off the street and keep your grass and your grass clippings and your leaves in your yard. Don't blow it out in the street for us to sweep up. That's just more stuff we have to pay to get rid of.
Got it.
So two things we ask of residents.
Makes sense. All right. Well, thank you for the information this week. Always a lot going on in the city, and a few more things are coming up here in our look at some calendar of events. Mayor, thanks once again for your time today. You have a great week.
Dave, thank you. You do the same, please.
And again, newhopemn.gov, the website to find out all the information about that work session and other things in the city. Thanks, Mayor. Have a great week.
Thank you, sir.
For more city stories, check out ccxmedia.org or find us on social media.